Hello, welcome to Taking a Springpeek, where we talk about this little D&D game we play every now and then. I am the host, as well as the DM, Michael, and with me is the Queen of the Stars, Rose.
Hello.
Hello. And our little fey, wild bone collector, Jer. Hello, Jer. Jer?
Jer?
Uh-oh.
They're lighting up, but I'm not hearing them?
They're not even lighting up on my screen. Well, as always, technical issues come forward every time we try to do something.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Oh, are you back? No, I'm not back.
Oh, sorry, they aren't lit up. They just have like the green outline.
Oh yeah, no, they just have the green outline.
Yeah. I was confusing that for being lit up.
Well, while Jer is missing. Oh, hello?
Oh,
Started hearing you. Hello?
Michael, I don't know.
I might be here. Really choppy. Oh no.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
internet.
I like how this was perfectly timed with starting.
Yeah, everything was great up until right now, as always. But, thank you. If things continue to be an issue, then we'll just have to make do, I guess. Well, we're going to just jump right into things as we usually do. Only serious questions here. Last session was special. Does anybody know why last session was special?
Some bitch's birthday, I think.
Yeah. Some bitch had a birthday. We had cake. That was the highlight. As we were talking beforehand, that was honestly the highlight of the session. We don't even know why we're doing a Springpeek this time because nothing else happened. But no, I mean, yes, it was your birthday. Happy birthday again.
Oh, thank you.
It was also our first in-person session ever.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure my arm makes plentiful cameos.
I haven't gone back and looked. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of arms involved.
Yeah, I kept like vamping with my hands and noticing, oh hey, the camera's right there.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a full production value studio, I would love to have a camera that was just pointing straight down from the ceiling onto the map I had. The very perfectly rendered Morgenwald map, mind you. Nothing at all wrong with it, as well as the little battle map I made. But we might not have Jared tonight as their internet seems to be wonky and choppy and is having trouble. So it might just be me and Rose, which
I think it was their laptop froze.
Matt said someone's laptop froze in the chat, but
Yeah, Jared's said in the chat that their laptop froze like the second we started.
Oh, I see that now, yes. I guess they can try to restart their laptop and see what happens. But either way, if it's just us, Rose, I guess it's... Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. That sounds like your phone, probably.
Yeah, it is my phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Honestly...
Is it okay for tonight?
Yeah, of course. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, you have a decent quality phone.
It's my AirPods. Yeah, I'm so sorry, everybody. My laptop literally just decided to freeze the moment that I opened up Twitch at the same time as Discord. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody.
No, it's fair. We were just getting started. We were talking about how this was our first in-person session. And I want to get both of your opinions on how playing in person was. I know we all kind of had to recently play mostly online because of current events, but even before that, because so many of us live in so many different places, online D&D is kind of a standard now. But how is playing in the same room?
It was so fun. Oh my goodness. I forgot how fun in-person D&D is, but it was also terrifying because I think I said it in the game. I don't think I've ever heard myself speak because my headphones are so like good.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I got an extra thick accent this time, which was terrifying, but it's all G.
Rose, how'd you
Yeah.
like it?
Uh, yeah, it was really fun. Sorry, my brain is not working. Uh, no, it was really fun. I like playing in person a lot.
Yeah.
It's good to see people's actual reactions to stupid things.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And I feel like we had a lot more I think all the conversations flowed a lot better. I definitely feel like we're gonna jump ahead a little bit. I definitely feel like the confrontation between Anates and the mayor, I feel like we had a lot more emotion in there, and it might have been missed a little bit had it not been in person.
Uh, there's a thing I'm more comfortable with in person, and that's interrupting people for scene effect.
Yes, it's way easier to do in person than it is online because online you have both delay as well as just technology getting in the way of interruptions.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
whereas in person, I'll just full ass cut someone off.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
it works a lot. It works really well. Matt
You guys-
has a question there for you, Jer. The most important question is which energy drink was the best?
Matt, I haven't even gotten through all of them yet. I've been saving them for special.
Okay.
Did you get
Special occasions.
the white gummy bear flavor, Jer?
No, I got pina colada, and that one's my favorite so far. But I've only drank the key lime and the pina colada.
The white gummy bear fucking slapped.
Oh, that sounds good. No,
was
I've been
so
saving
good.
them. I debated just drinking them all, but I'm like, no, I have to savor this. So I haven't even. I'm only drinking the two.
More.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that was actually the
exactly.
longest session I went without drinking anything.
Oh, you should have drank something.
Well, I probably should have. It turned out okay, though. I was really nervous going into that. I've not really DM'd in person before, so I was just like, this is going to be something. That's for sure.
You did a good job.
You did really good.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I'm incredible. No, I do appreciate that. I need positive reinforcement at all times. As a human, I need that at every given moment. But yeah, no. Where do we want to start? Where would you two like to start for what happened in that session?
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
Let's start with how, as players, how confident were you in the plan that was formulated?
Which plan?
The plan to safely get out of the town as well as to get to the church without too many problems.
Super confident. Both plans were kind of my plans, and they both worked perfectly.
I was completely confident. My part of the plan, the wee chat, I was 100% confident in. I knew
Right.
exactly how I wanted it to go.
And do either of you feel like there's probably any consequences to what you've done?
Oh, all of them. I shot the mayor in the leg, Michael.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that, trust me. Because
No-
there's some
no
stuff we need to talk about
consequences.
that. No consequences at all,
No,
no.
definitely not.
For my actions, more likely than you'd think.
Okay. Yeah, your actions will have consequences.
So we'll talk. We don't need to go into great depth on the plan. I would just want to kind of say some things from my end. When you guys were rolling into town there to try to sneak around, I rolled a d20 to see how busy the streets were going to be, and I rolled a 1, which made
That
it.
way it was completely dead.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? Okay, no, you guys are fine. There's barely anybody out.
I
Yeah.
think I commented in session of it being like a ghost town.
Yeah, no, if like that I left that up to the dice. That could have been a 20 and there could have been like the streets would have just been filled. But I got a 1. So it's like, okay, it's nighttime. There's a 1. There might be a couple people, and like when VIII was going there was a few people. And since canonically VIII, Kashan and Lore went first, that meant that the few people that were there were no longer there for the others, so it was just a very easy cakewalk on your part. The dice were all in your guys' favor these last few sessions. So that's why the streets were dead. Just because, that shouldn't have played.
James T 26 wave.
There we go. That was weird. I muted the alerts, but it did not mute. Weird. No, that's on me. Thank you for the 100 bits, James. Always appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. Either way, yeah. So you guys had a pretty easy cakewalk into town there. Lore, you kind of had a bit of how to put it. Not like you had a moment with Crystal. Do you feel more connected to Crystal after living an afternoon in her shoes, or was that just something about her and the whole sacrifice thing, or what was kind of going through your mind that made you feel like you could connect with her and like kind of convince her a bit more than even VIII could?
100%. Lord connected with her because now he like connected with her family and like seen her like life and like seen where she was coming from, and so he like definitely connected with her a lot more. And now they're actually kind of concerned for her, so I mean that's always fun.
I put a lot of work into this arc in this town from the very beginning. I'm kind of curious now that we can talk about it after the fact. If you were in Crystal's shoes, what would your choice be? Do you sacrifice yourself to save the town? Do you try to run? Like, what is your choice in that situation?
Run away.
Yeah.
Dead ass. Yep.
If we're saying I'm in Crystal's shoes, we're assuming I have the years of propaganda and
Of course, yeah.
and basic like brainwashing. Oh, then I sacrifice myself.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's definitely more to the story than that just didn't end up coming up. There's a lot that could have been found if things didn't go the way they had gone, or if you guys had even rolled into town earlier than you did.
We're pros, I'm different.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I'll talk about it. I think it's fair that we could talk about this afterwards. Crystal did have other family. We only saw her mother because her father's not there anymore. He was not happy with the way the town was doing sacrifices and jumped ship with their other child. But Crystal decided to stay behind with her mother, and now look where she ended up.
Can't wait to meet him later.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, there's all the propaganda, but not everyone always drinks the Kool-Aid kind of thing.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, knowing me, I would probably drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I mean, Kool-Aid's delicious.
I would 100% drink the Kool-Aid.
Would you?
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs to even ask me. We'll just carry on.
Okay, fair.
Because that's what that was given.
Yeah.
I would obviously drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actual Kool-Aid. I think it was a metaphor.
Both of you just assume I wouldn't drink literal water off the ground. Have done
Lore
it.
drinking actual blight juice. Wait, it's just a metaphor.
No,
No, I'm pretty sure it's
wasn't
actual. Pretty sure it's actual blight juice.
well, no, I was talking about, like, you saying drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Jer is so down for drinking mysterious liquids, they will even drink metaphorical mysterious liquids.
So,
Yeah.
since we're not going to see Morganwald for a long time, or possibly ever, considering your group is probably not welcome back, all things considered on a taste, what is your guys' take on what happened there? Like, do you think you have an idea of the mystery being solved?
Not really.
Fair.
I have, like, ideas. I
Let
agree
me hear
with
the
Matt.
ideas.
I kind of agree with Matt that they're taking the corpses and burying them in the fields, and that's making the fields get all juicy and weird.
Okay.
And we didn't find corpses because they, like, turned into juice, like what
Mhm.
happens at the church when they like extract the juice from the body.
Okay.
Now, some of them have been in there for a while. He said there's only been 15 sacrifices in 20 years.
Right, yeah.
And the oldest one before Crystal is at least 2 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how a body decays in dirt once it's been killed by the blight. Like how many years that takes, because magic. But
Onatace definitely wouldn't.
on taste what, and I don't. I don't know how long a normal body takes. So yeah, I think there might be.
Jer, how long does a normal body take to decompose?
I was waiting for my turn. I was Googling it actually because I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, wow. I kind of thought
I
you
know.
might.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. I know that you have to go into rigor mortis first. It depends, I guess. Okay. Listen. I do know a little bit, but not the exact time. I do know that if you go into rigor mortis first, it's gonna decay slowly. But if you don't, which you can, obviously you'll always hit a point of rigor mortis, but you don't immediately have to go into it. It's just like if you were thrown outside, you'll definitely face the elements more. But if you're buried, you definitely do. As well as there is stuff that just stays forever. Like you don't get rid of your hair. Your hair does not decay. Your teeth and your bones, they don't decay. And so, yeah.
So for the bodies to have been buried in there to be just juice, that would be very blight related.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I googled it. It takes up to 15 years for an entire body to decompose.
And like
Fair.
I know they've drained the blight from bodies and stuff, but I don't know, because I don't think any of us have ever thought to ask if they've ever just sat a body down and watched what happens to it.
See, now I'm gonna ask that because don't I don't know all of the blight stuff, but like obviously with Crystal there was like demon stuff, like actual physical demons that like would have killed her.
Yeah,
The
we
demon
saw them.
Yeah, we seen them. We fought them. It was awful. Hated that. Not really. I made a lot of noise. That was fun.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Okay. But what happens when the demons like kill a person? Like, don't they get goopy and weird?
Yeah, so when the demon blight kills a person, the wounds they suffer get corrupted by that black inky ichor kind of stuff, and that ichor will slowly consume body and soul. So as what the church states. That's why they cleanse the body, so that the blight does not consume the soul, and then they cremate them, and that is their proper burial kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, so if the body does get all weird, then I'm 100% with Matt on they're burying the corpses in the fields.
It's possible.
Yeah, same.
I doubt it's happened recently. But historically, the idea is that there's nothing remains. Whether when they say nothing remains, they just mean the body and there's a black inky mess left behind, or if there's not even a black inky mess. I guess that's something to have to research or see if Velky knows.
Yeah. It's like, this town's super shady, and I figured that they would take the body and bury it in the fields, because if VIII takes it and cleanses it and cremates it, I'm sure VIII has to record that.
Yeah.
And they don't want their weird sacrifice crap in the church's logs.
Well, I suppose there could have been more investigating that could have been done if we didn't go to Puddle first. Yeah.
Just means that we have to research the blight more when we go to libraries. Maybe even churches, Maybe I won't behave like an animal the next time we go to a church. Maybe I'll actually read the books.
That's a filthy lie.
You can still do research while being an animal.
Yeah.
You can Onatace could also do research while being an animal.
I could do that, yeah. I could turn
There's
into like a
already
little
little
dog and
parrot.
just read books.
Yeah. And you'll like start making motivational posters. Be better than the wanted posters. So that gives a good segue. How is Onatace feeling right now?
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's reeling a little bit. I listened to the last peak yesterday,
Right.
and you mentioned something. You said it feels like Onates is trying to distract himself
Yes.
with the town's issues.
Uh-huh.
That is 100% what he's doing. uh, he's trying to help the town and make sure the town's okay and not sacrificing people because he doesn't want to deal with what he did in that potentially he did in that town in the past.
Right.
He doesn't want to think about it.
Fair. I mean, Onates has always been one to get himself caught up in the town's problems, but it's definitely felt very much more frantic, I guess.
Yeah, in the before times he had a very clear cause for doing it. Now he's just like trying to make sure there's something going on.
Right, yeah. So now that's two things he's kind of running away from a little bit there. Both his past as well as maybe putting off getting Velky's answer.
Oh. See. Oh, it's interesting you mentioned that. I don't think he's putting that off per se. I think he's kind of Velky told him he needed time, and so he's kind of just like put that aside. He's like, okay, we'll come back to it.
Okay, interesting.
He doesn't feel he needs to run away from it because it's not chasing him.
Right.
Whereas the idea of his past is haunting him in a way.
Yeah. Kind of feels like it, doesn't it?
So he's trying his best to run and push desks in the way. But his past has that serial killer teleportation power and is just catching up every time.
Yeah, no matter how fast you run, you just look behind you and they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean, Onates has been really fun to explore and to fuck with.
Oh, I'm glad.
Every character I'm enjoying doing things to. It's been a lot of fun on my end, especially since I've been thinking about all these characters and for so long that it's just like I love dangling things and I love messing with them. Yeah. So is Onates at all kind of nervous about Velky's answer, or is he really just kind of like, I'll get my answer and it's going to be my answer and I'll just live?
I think the second one.
The second one.
I think maybe if he slowed down for a minute and thought about it, he might get a little nervous. But
which is something we've never seen of him before.
Yeah. That boy doesn't get nervous. But for now, since he's not slowing down and shows no signs of it, he's not really nervous about it. It's more just like eventually the time needed is going to allot, and it's going to come back to him, and whatever happens will happen.
Well, while we're still on that subject, Mel told me yesterday that she had a question for you in this session. She would like some names from Onates' little black book.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that too. This is what everybody talks about when we all hang out. We all talk about this.
I'm glad you all just sit down and talk about
Onates'
ledger.
Yeah. Obviously, I doubt you have actual names, considering they'd probably be just random people.
I was going to come up with people, and then I was like, I got distracted, and I haven't done it. But I don't think there's very many.
Right.
There's a few. I made that very clear to myself in the beginning. There's a few. Probably somewhere between 3 to 10.
3 to 10.
That is a big number in between.
That is a big number for what accounted for like 4 months.
Yeah.
That is a big jump also. Oh,
Well, yeah,
boy.
I don't want to zero myself in until I really think about it.
Right, yeah.
But
No, that's valid, but like, oh my goodness.
So do you
Yeah.
feel that Onates kind of slept his way across the province and then worked his way back and solved problems?
yeah, so I feel like he tried to solve problems on the way,
Right.
but because this is a D&D game, problems don't happen.
Right.
In your backstory.
No, never. There's never a single problem in anyone's backstory.
Well, not problems like he solves now.
No, yeah.
His existence is the problem. So he left the puddle, he walked all the way to Arton, and yeah, probably along the way, if he needed somewhere to stay, he didn't have any money, and he's a 6.5 foot tall buff
Adonis.
like Adonis.
Do you think he
yeah.
slept with the person that gave him his cloak?
No, because I headcanoned that was an old couple
Oh, okay.
that gave him just extra clothes that they
Fair.
had that they don't wear anymore. They were like a traveling couple. They were heading to, I guess, Morganwald, and he was completely naked, and they were like, "Here, take these. You're breaking laws."
Indecent exposure. Well, maybe
So-
not too indecent.
But they didn't have a lot that would fit a 6.5 foot tall buff giant, so they just gave him a cloak and a pair of like a bathrobe and a pair of sweatpants.
Yeah. And it is a look.
It is a look. So yeah, he probably just, if he needed to spend the night somewhere or he needed food or something, he just worked with what he had.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
fair.
happens to be his hot bod.
Yeah.
Happens to be his hot bod and his charming personality.
I
Yeah.
can't believe this.
Hey, some people make it work.
No, I completely believe it, but I'm like, oh my goodness.
If Onates had wanted to be the classic bard, he could have been.
I don't think it was ever malicious, though. He wasn't like,
No,
maliciously
of course
seducing
not.
people.
No. No, I would
It's just
never.
if people offered him food or offered him a place to stay, he would give it to them. And if one thing led to another, here we are.
3 to 10 later.
Yeah.
And
Fuck.
No. Let's go back to our actual bard though, Jer. So you ate some of those muffins and took some for yourself.
Yeah, I did.
How long do you think muffins last in D&D world?
Oh, okay, I was going to say in D&D or in real life, because I have an answer for both.
Okay. I'm kind of curious now. What's the answer in real life?
3 weeks?
Okay. Now then, how long do you think they last in D&D world?
3 weeks.
Okay. Alright, so you're gonna keep that for a while, probably.
Can I
Yeah.
supply an add-on question?
Sure.
Jer, what consistency do you like your muffins? Because if you're keeping them for 3 weeks, I feel like you're eating stones.
Yeah, he's
And I'm not
numb at the
surprised.
bottom.
I'm not surprised that you like to eat rocks, but
Well, I mean, okay, first of all, I do actually eat rocks. Everybody knows
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
about me. That's
Yeah.
not like a surprise. Everybody in the world knows exactly how many things are in my mouth at all time. And
3.
well, not the number. A lot of things are in my mouth at all times. Rocks. Everything, actually. I'm basically a dog. But anyways.
right.
No, okay, muffins. You just gotta cut them up. So I actually like to so I can't eat a whole muffin in one sitting.
Neither can Laura, apparently.
No, okay. Don't make fun of him. You can make fun of me, but don't make fun of my boy.
I would never make fun of Laura. Laura's the
Okay,
one I
I
get to
can't-
do the fun stuff with.
Okay, okay, though, I can't eat a muffin in one sitting. And so I cut it into about 6 or 7 pieces, 6 to 8 pieces, actually. And then I just, like, eat it, you know? Sometimes they are consistency of rock. The more rockish, the better, to be honest.
That makes me think of Gura talking about using a Big Mac for like 6 days worth of meals. But that's a whole different tangent.
That is. Well, thankfully, the muffin you got was basically fresh just the day before, so you got weeks to go on that, I guess.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so surprised he didn't take more from that basket. Well, now she can. Now Crystal can take more. They were for Crystal, and you were Crystal, so you know.
You give her money if she wants to buy a million more muffins. She can.
Those ones weren't bought.
Those
were a gift.
She can buy muffins. Yeah, I assume they were made for her, but she can buy them if she wants. Or she can buy the ingredients and make infinite muffins.
And if Vay is able to cleanse the fields as quickly as they would like, the muffin quality should probably be better.
Mm-hmm. So, more muffins for Crystal.
What are your guys' thoughts on the aftermath? What do you think is going to come for Morganwald now that you've left?
That shitty mayor is going to run it further into the ground.
Yeah, I don't.
He certainly doesn't have a leg
good.
to stand on.
We'll get to that.
It's too soon.
Yeah, I don't trust him or his leadership skills at all.
Right.
So I expect to, if we ever get to go back, just see it in shambles.
Okay. And
potentially completely blocked off to outside visitors after what I did to him. Because I can see him being the type to completely lock down the town because of that.
Well, they are one of the main thoroughfares of in and out of the province.
Yeah.
I don't see why we don't just get rid of Morganwall. We'll take all of the people to that other city that's name I forget because I didn't get to go there. But you know the one.
Oh,
that was
to Haywood.
Just, yeah, it was like no, not the one that was massacred.
Yeah, Haywood.
Yeah, Haywood. Okay, cool. I'm really bad with town names. I'm sorry.
No, it's fair.
Yeah, why don't we just take them to Haywood?
There's only 30 in this campaign.
They're dead now, so it doesn't matter.
There's only 30 town names. I can't imagine why you'd get them mixed up.
Michael, I can't remember towns that are literally a mile away from me. Okay.
100%. I'm telling you right now, I cannot remember any of the town names in Mornren.
I didn't even know there was a place called Mornren. Oh.
Yeah, neither did I. I was just thinking, I don't know towns in real life, Michael. I don't know where any of these towns that people tell me are. I know Redcliffe, but only because it's a Dragon Age town name. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's there are so many town names. I regret it, but also we get to have really fun stories in each of these places, so that's cool.
I actually agree with you, Jer. We should take all the people and move them to Haywood.
Yeah,
and tell that mayor to eat a fat bag of dicks.
He can stay at this town, or we can shoot him in the other leg and see what happens.
Oh, he can stay at the town. He gets the shittiest house.
Okay. So since we brought it up a couple times now, let's talk about that attack on the mayor.
Oh boy.
I would like to reveal some stuff to you there, Rose.
Ooh, okay.
So you interrupted the mayor partway through removing his cultist attire. What you heard was the armor dropping.
Okay.
So when the fight or attack came into play, I needed to think, am I using the cultist stat block or am I using an NPC stat block? What I decided was halfway between. He had the cultist armor, or he had the cultist HP, but a human's armor, which meant you were guaranteed that hit. But if it had been the other way around, you would have killed him. Because you did.
Gotta stop shooting people with
you did over 10 HP. If he did not have the cultist health point pool, he would have been downed in that one shot.
Even with my cold shot, it still would have killed him, or would it just knocked him unconscious?
Well, it would have been to 0 HP. He wouldn't have been donutted because you called it. So you would have took his leg off, and he would have been down and not moving. and then you'd have to make a choice.
Did I sever his leg, or is his
Nope.
leg just like fucked up?
His leg is just a little fucked up. You didn't sever it. If
it
it had been
clean off
0
and-
HP, if it had been 0 HP, yes, you would have severed it.
I gotta get a weaker spell to
Yeah.
hit people.
Yeah, because
The only reason I never use Magic Stone is it technically needs preparation.
Right.
I have to cast it on 3 stones, and then I have those stones. But because I don't assume I walk around with magic stones in my pocket, I always go for like my next thing, which is Guiding Bolt, because I get free ones, and you know, it's a bad plan. It's the worst plan.
Yeah, so cultists technically have 9 HP, but because I double your enemy's health pool to try and balance better, because I'm bad at balancing, it had 18, so you just barely didn't kill him in one hit.
God, I'm glad.
Yeah. If I had decided the opposite way around, boy, that would have been a very different scenario there.
Oh, and there would have been a completely different reaction from Onotaste.
Exactly. Well, thankfully, Zintrus was there. Zin had a health potion, so I mean, the idea of killing the mayor outright probably wouldn't have happened, but yeah, no, I just wanted you to have a heads up and to think about Onotaste's actions in the future, maybe. I don't know.
Pick up a new way to shoot people in the leg.
Because like the donut thing was funny and on the fly moment. This one was a very much, you are very lucky you did not kill the mayor of one of the towns, because then this would be very different. Yeah.
Lucky me.
I was talking to Jared today about the prison system in the provinces.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Prison. Love that for me.
Yeah.
We
Well,
all
mostly-
know
Don't worry. It's not too bad.
We all know if anybody's characters are going to prison, it's going to be me.
Don't
Nah,
worry.
it was just a
Rest
question
assured,
for
it's
the
not so bad.
upcoming one shot, just because I believe Jared's character, you're coming from Freya Noon on that side.
Yes.
Yeah, so just had a question about the prison system over there.
That reminds me, I need to, I guess, figure out where my character comes from besides boat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much. I think the only ones that really matter are the ones that are coming from Freya Noon, since we're coming into that situation now here. So if they had questions about that, I could answer them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look at a map.
I did say that, like, backstories don't matter too much, but if you want to think about it, you absolutely can. Because, hey, maybe we will come back to these characters one day.
Yeah.
My character has a backstory.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
We're about halfway here now. Is there any questions you guys have for me before we continue?
I did, and then I forgot.
Fair.
I have a question.
Okay.
Out of all of the spells that everybody's had in the entire game, your characters, our characters, what is your least favorite?
My least favorite?
And if you can't answer, what is your favorite?
I
I know
think
nobody likes it when I make big loud noises, and I was thinking about it.
Say, well, Michael thinks about that. I'll answer mine.
Yeah.
I think
Thunderwave or Thunderclap? Because I mean, they're both
Yes.
pretty loud.
Both.
I think my least favorite is Charm Person. Mostly because it kind of gets a little muddy on the role-playing side on how far you can push that. Basically, like, between the whole thing with Theo Magnus as well as with the previous Lord of Risen, when Charm Person kind of comes into play and you're having like a long roleplay session with it, it gets very difficult to think how far that gets pushed. So that's my least favorite. Not that I dislike it, and I mean, I'm currently making a character that uses Charm Person. It's just it just does get a little very muddy when you're trying to push it further with a named NPC. My favorite spell so far, though, has been Shatter.
Nice.
Yeah, Shatter has been a very interesting spell to have come into play on the battlefield.
Because it's barely been used in battle. It's usually used in
That's
other
another one of those
situations.
300 feet of sound ones that I'm
Yeah.
growing,
Hey,
ever-growing hatred for.
I mean, maybe just stop having to do things quietly.
I mean, Kate, bold of you to talk. Anatace just walks in and talks to the mayor
Yeah.
of every single town. Like, he makes himself the most known. And you can't handle 300 feet of thunder sound.
It's different.
One day there's going to be a thunderstorm and Laura's just gonna throw off all the thunderclaps and there'll be no issue. But yeah, I don't know. I think as far as we're stealthily doing this mission goes, Anatace walking in and confronting the mayor is probably the least stealthy part.
He knew that. Part of him was like, it's a distraction, so that the other parts don't have to deal with Mayor. And
Right.
part of him was just like, no, I want to go tell this guy he's a fuckwit.
So, pre-Morganwald, Anatace had decided pacifist.
Yes.
You spent a day in a city and dropped that.
Okay, so hear me out. I had a very big struggle at the table, and I know it comes across in session, where he starts running for the door, and I go, what do I do?
Mm-hmm. That's the question.
I'm hoping Zin will do something. Zin doesn't do anything. I'm like, what do I do? How do I stop him? He can't do this. And then I resign myself to my fate and shoot him in the leg. Onatis wants to be more of a pacifist because he sees the damage he can do. He's seen the donuts. He knows that he can't keep doing this, but it was at the point there where I didn't have an option. I had to. So I resigned myself to it. As
Anatace is running from his past, however bad he might think it is, as these situations keep coming up and this keeps kind of being the case, is his like magic power maybe too great for what he should have?
Maybe. God. He doesn't need more crises, Michael. Don't do this.
What is D&D if not crisis?
Sorry,
we're doing the one shot.
He probably does feel that way, partially, that he has too much power, because every time he uses it, things die.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you keep killing things and you don't lose your magic.
It's great to have that. It's great to have that gun, but using it is still scary.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is. I just thought it was interesting how it's just like, as much as he runs from this past, maybe he's making a worse future with his actions.
Yeah, let's not have him think about that just yet.
But I will not deny the good Anatace has done. For the most part, Risen's doing great. Haywood wasn't anyone here's fault. No one could have stopped that. Nothing bad happened in Arden Path. Probably. And you guys did fantastic in Morganwald. You made your goal. We are going to save Crystal and help this town. And time constraints and issues kind of made you only able to do one of those two things. But you still did one of those two things.
I like to think I helped the town by shooting the mayor in the leg.
I guess we'll see in the long run if that helped the town or not.
Hopefully I helped him get a clue.
But you did save Crystal. And now VIII knows about the crops, so whatever weird conspiracy perhaps will get solved there. Yeah. So let's talk about art. Bring up.
Oh, I think it said Arton. I was like, what?
No, not Arton. We'll get there
Let's
later.
go back to Arton.
No, that's next session. Let's look at the banner.
Banner.
Hell yeah.
We got Kashana, Crystal Lore, and Zin. With some beautiful color. Is this kind of how you picture your disguised self working, Lore?
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't have the picture up because everything is
Oh yeah, that's fair.
slow. I'm on my phone. There it came up. Yeah.
I love the way Mel pictured disguised self.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly how it is. I imagine it. Sorry, the picture finally loaded.
Yeah. No,
I'm having a time with my frozen computer today, okay?
No, it's fair.
Yeah, this is exactly how it looks, and I love it so much. Also, I mean, I did tell her way before how I personally imagine it, so I mean, she definitely took that. It's okay, panty and stocking. You know when they do their like their stripper pole angel dance, like that. That's how I described it back in when I started playing.
Right.
Sure.
And so I think
too.
and so I think Mel just kind of went off from that.
Fair.
But you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just a really fun comparison.
It's cool though, right? Like, I don't know. I was very pleased when I came up with this.
No, it's really good. I love this rendition of it. I love getting to see it in action here. I do kind of... I am curious on who it is everyone's looking at in this moment. Yeah.
Demons, probably.
Maybe. Like, is this Lore turning into Crystal or turning back to Lore? I'm not really sure. Guess it depends.
See, I think it's turning back to Lore because it seems more Crystal, less Lore.
Right.
And so I feel like it's like Crystal and then Lore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's really good framing. I say this every week that I think the current banner is my favorite, and I'm going to continue saying that.
I mean, Mel's art is immaculate every time I look at it. So
yeah,
it's just amazing.
She outdoes herself every time.
I think my favorite is still Onotase's confrontation with Theo Magnus.
Yeah, it's the one I use for the for my NPC.
Yeah, it just looks so. It looks very like. It reminds me a lot of Persona 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the red and the gray, and it just looks so good.
You know which one's my actual favorite? I don't know which one's my actual favorite, but I like the one when Lore is dead.
When Lore is dead. That's my favorite game. Lore is dead.
Lore dies.
After Bob is you, it's Lore is dead.
I remember with that banner, the Onotase and Theo Magnus one. I think I remember afterwards I mentioned to Mel that Onotase, I think I said something about Onotase having his leg up, but I like it more that he doesn't have his leg up there.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was very much lounging in the conversation because he wasn't taking it 100% seriously.
No, he wasn't.
Which is kind of just how he is. But I mentioned that I really liked that she made him look more serious for it, I think I remember her saying that she tried to have him with his leg up, but it just wasn't working, like, scene-wise.
Yeah.
So she had to change it. But
well, that was our first banner that was a completely different size because she needed to keep both in frame.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in order to have both Onotase and Theo Magnus in frame, the banner had to be bigger. Because Onotase is just so big.
Fucking massive, man.
And then it just kind of repeated again when we did the banner for the puddle, just because that one deserved its kind of really a large moment.
I can't wait to see the size comparison for the one-shot characters.
Should be good. I mean, we've got a Kenku. I'm just going to pull up the campaign.
I think it's a Kenku, a Herringon, a Halfling, a Half-Orc, and a Water Genasi.
Yeah. So we got everything from a bird and a rabbit to a shark and an orc.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Shark.
Yeah. So really excited for that one shot. Time for us to be a little silly.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm always silly.
It's true. This is no break for Rose and Jericho.
Okay, no, my character's also gonna be maybe more silly, so
I get to dial the crazy up to 11. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, just go fight some bears.
I'm excited. I found out today that monks can have war gongs. So do with that what you will.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Freynoon's all about those intimidation tactics. So
Also, being a half orc means I get a bunch of like good to my intimidation, anyways.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So
Have fun with that.
we obviously couldn't get through tonight without talking about the kiss.
Oh, yes, the kiss.
Anates may have confessed his feelings first, but Kashana and Lore got some action. That was beautifully interrupted.
Yeah, suck it on a taste.
Yeah.
The ferret gets more than you.
Honestly, will get there.
That's
don't
not
you worry.
true.
So, how are you feeling about that moment? What was going through your head up to that?
Oh, it's thrilling. So excited. I knew it was happening, but I didn't know how Lore would behave. I don't think he was expecting it, but I knew it was coming.
Did you and
Or
Callie
something
talk
along
about it?
those lines. No. No, that takes planning.
Something we do not do in this group.
No, we never do that. Couldn't be me. Yeah. Me and Callie, we just
Sounds
looked at each other across from the table and we're like, here we go.
Fair. No, it was really good. I'm glad to have gotten to that point. I think it was a great moment, and a great time to to have that come up, because I think the two have been flirting basically since they met.
Yes.
Which has been a couple weeks now of this silent pining, and I'm curious to see on where it leads. If it's going to be just kind of a casual we did that, or if it's going to lead to something more. And what that means for the two characters, as I kind of know more about the characters than either of you do. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have to say it like that. That was so cryptid. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, no. Turns out Kashana's just a half dragon in disguise.
Damn, I can't believe you'd give her
Hot.
big story moment away like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, see, there's the problem, is Lord probably find that really attractive.
Yeah, I can see it.
But no, I think it's very fitting that the two have gotten along so well, considering that they're both kind of have similar goals in mind. They're both kind of looking for answers. They're kind of on a very similar journey. Both are being led to these ruins coming up. Yeah.
We gotta get in now.
What's your guys'...
I'm excited to play a weird sport because I think that's what is gonna happen.
What?
There's only two things. I think we're gonna play a weird sport, or we're gonna burn down some dude's house. I think we're probably gonna do both, but I don't know which order we'll do them in.
When I listened to the last peak, there's just a whole section of you guys better play Thunderball, I swear to God.
It's true, though. I've thought about this game for so long. There's no way it's going to be balanced or work properly, but I have worked on these loose rules, and damn it. No. If you guys do not do Thunderball, it is no skin off my nose. I am 100% a fan of your guys' choice. That was mostly my the reason I keep bringing up Thunderball is because I'm trying to keep the game fresh and new and exciting, with different kind of stories and things. I made this place that is pretty difficult to get into, especially considering the current time period of missing princeps. So I'm like, well, I need to give a very easy, here's how you can get in situation. So I'm like, let's just make this sport. It'll be a very different kind of encounter you can do with new rules, so it's not always just you each fight and kill things and then it was very much let's do some, I'll make them have the option to do something a little different. There have been other ways I've talked about that you've missed some opportunities to actually get into Ruin's Edge already, just because that's how it ended up panning out. There's more ways you can get in than just this one. I just wanted to make sure there was a very clear, here's a goal for you to do to get to your destination. I didn't want to just make you guys have to futz around a little bit. You could also just sneak in. Good luck. Yeah. That's my little rant about Thunderball.
I mean, we'll do one of those things. I can't promise which one, but
no, like if you guys decide rather than taking your chance at a competition, you'd rather go break into a dude's house, go for it.
Okay, like I want to do the weird sport, but also that's very on brand.
It is out of the way. Like that's the thing, is that there's one that is very directly in line to Ruin's Edge.
I mean, that's how we got Edwin in power in Risen. We broke into the house.
Yeah, with good pretenses.
And stole the forged documents.
Yeah. Now you're gonna be breaking into someone's house for personal gain.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles.
Or do both. There's nothing stopping you.
I don't think anybody could stop us if we decided to break into anybody's house, to be honest with you.
A very easy path you could do is just go to Ruin's Edge, along the way, do the Thunderball to get access to it, and when you get to near the dude's house, you're like, let's just break in anyway.
I gotta see his painting, too.
Yeah.
You know, as they say, ¿por qué no los dos?
Bless you. But no. Actually, I don't even think that guy would be back yet.
Well, we're gonna go to his house. I want to see this painting.
I think you guys would still be on track. Like, if you guys just headed to his house, I'm pretty sure you'd make it back there before he does. So if your goal is to see the painting, you won't. But if your goal is to steal an invitation into Ruin's Edge, you could.
I want to break into his house and then wait for him.
Invitations lying around. He's just got like a cabinet of them.
No, you'd have to search through his house. But I mean, like, you know it's there.
Ah, this is where he keeps the spare invitations.
Listen, the rich. Another thinking about that. Very possible that through Zin could probably try and find some leads through his family connections, but boy, would that mean having to deal with his family that he totally has.
Let's unpack Zin's family problems.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
He certainly has a family.
He has one.
You guys are gonna like find out that he's actually an orphan or something.
Oh no.
Oh no. They exist. Thank you, Matt, for continuing the meme. It's great. Love it.
He exists.
Yeah. No, like, I am fully free to whatever you guys do. That you guys have turned this story into something far more than I could ever have done myself. And you always have lots of options.
I mean, that's the point of having players. If you just want to tell a story, you just write a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just called a book.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
Podcast.
Yeah. Historically, just not something I'm good at.
No.
No, definitely not.
No. So this works way better. But no, I just want to dangle enough things, and there are things that I do personally want to see happen, which is why I put a lot of emphasis on the fucking boat.
There's a boat?
I want to go on the boat so badly.
Honestly, that's mostly a meme at this point. If you never got on a boat, that's fine.
The only boat I've ever heard us talk about is my character's boat for the one shot. There's not another boat. You've never mentioned a boat.
No, there's never been any other boat mentioned ever.
Nope.
Please let us go on the boat. Last Springpeek, Michael said that it's gonna be like Black Flag. Please get on the boat.
Yeah, no, I do remember him saying I kind of want to get on the boat for that reason.
Yeah, no, like
I want ship combat.
yeah, I'm gonna have to look
What-
up ship combat, but I mean, like,
what
I'm
if,
excited
like-
for that.
One of my games had us do like a Jaeger versus Kaiju fight, and that was really fun. So I want to see how Michael does ship combat.
Yeah. Like, I always want to do new and interesting things. And there's, like, the map is half water, honestly.
Can't
So-
believe Michael just made the Hoenn region.
Fuck. I don't even like the Hoenn region.
I don't either.
It's okay. It's no
Yeah, well,
Johto.
I don't hate it.
It's alright.
It's no Alola.
Alola was so good.
It was so good.
I kind of
Never
want to play
played
Sun and Moon
Alola.
again, but that involves turning my 3DS back on.
Do you want to borrow Sun or Moon, Jer?
Yes, please. Wait,
Okay.
I don't have a 3DS. Never mind.
Oh.
You
I
want
have
to borrow
every-
a 3DS?
Like, I have every other DS in existence except for the 3DS. I even have that stupid flat one. I hate it.
Oh,
The 2DS?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Oh,
the
the
3DS would work.
Yeah, the 2DS plays 3DS games, just not in 3D.
Oh, okay. Well,
That was
then,
the point of
yes,
it.
Interesting. Yes, I would like to play it then.
Okay, I'll lend you Sun or Moon.
Yes.
Tangent aside there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are I asked this to the players last week. What are your hopes for your character in the next arc?
Oh, the next arc.
Which we are now we are technically already in the current, like, the new arc. Like, we did the Puddle arc. We're now currently on to the Ruins Edge arc. It's just going to be a lot of traveling, as it usually is.
My goal is to just get into the ruins, to be honest.
I would like to not have to roll a dice to not kill somebody. That'd be nice.
Fair.
Stop
that's
shooting
my-
people.
I would love to. That's my hope for Onates, is that he can go further into this kind of pacifist journey he's on
Right.
and figure out how he's going to handle himself from this point on.
For them, yeah.
My actual goal is to
Um,
receive mail from my parents.
Fair.
Please, Michael.
Okay. I do want to say I really appreciated Onates taking to heart the idea of, like, being a good leader and being loyal to your people, and seeing that not happening here in Morganwald and taking great offense to it. I really liked that.
That was, yeah. When we got there and when it became very, very clear that this guy is he's not great, that kind of became my thing, was like, Onates has just had this conversation with Ocean. He's discovered that loyalty is, like, the number one thing
For your god.
for his god, for his dad. And yeah, he's just not having this.
I really appreciated it. That made me, as, like, the DM and everything, just feel really happy to, like, see someone, like, really encompass this big, like, ideal that has been, like, there for them. Because I didn't talk to you at all about Voshin and Voshin's ideals.
No, I think the bare minimum of them came up in design, but
Yeah.
it was nothing that, like, we workshopped as we went.
No, I basically, you kind of just, like, shot me this idea, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna roll with this. And I made all this, like, these rules and ideas behind Voshin, and I'm like, I'm just gonna, there's no reason for Rose to know about this, because Onates doesn't know about this.
I did actually. I had a question for Jer, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Because it just came up. The wanting to receive a letter.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing happened where Onates quickly wrote 2 letters for Velky and Lore.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed very upset to not get mail. Is Lore still upset, with Onatace for doing that, because Lore did not seem very happy.
Okay, here's the misconception. He was never upset at Onatace. He actually appreciated it a lot, but it was just like the context in which he was like waiting. Like, so if he was just like, I would like a letter in the mail, he would have adored it. It was just he was feeling very upset at the post in general that he didn't even get his letter. Like, he was just more upset and just concerned about his parents.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever actually upset at Onatace. Not to mention, Onatace literally fixed that whole situation. So I think they had a little moment, and I love that for them. I'm very grateful for that.
It was a good thing.
Yeah.
Onatace is a great friend and leader.
Yeah, Onatace is a good guy.
Does Onatace...
Lore just gets real angry.
Does Onatace feel like he's the leader of the group? And does Lore feel like Onatace is the leader of the group?
I don't know. Okay, wait, no. Rose, you answer first.
Oh, I was gonna say, you can go first.
No.
Okay.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. I'll word it as he thinks he's supposed to be the leader of the group.
Okay.
He feels like he tends to put himself in that position, but he's not sure if the rest of the party would consider him the leader, but he does feel like that's what he's supposed to be doing.
Right. I mean, a voice from the sky said lead.
Exactly. Dad said lead.
There are many ways to lead. Thankfully, we also did that in voice before we did that in text, because else he could have said lead.
Yeah.
No, I'm Onatace, not lead.
Lead's my sibling we haven't met yet.
So does Lore feel like Onatace is the leader?
Okay, so I don't actually think Lore thinks anybody as the leader. Like, I think that he sees them kind of all as like on equal footing, but definitely in like situations where they do need more direction, he would definitely turn to Onatace, because I think Onatace definitely has the most like diplomacy when it comes to situations, and I think he's got the most like outward approach towards this. So I would say yes, but no, but yes.
Okay. That reminded me very quickly here. Did Onatace give his name to the mayor?
He had to have.
He had to have.
That's his. I would have to scrub the VODs, but that's his leading line is, hello, I'm Onatace.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember from when Onatace and Velky went to the mayor's office if he gave his name.
I think... I'm trying to think. Did we go to the mayor's office before or after the girl freaked out?
After.
I think he maybe didn't then.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think he did. Because if he
think
did,
he was a little spooked.
if he did, negative clout. Honestly, after what happened.
If it's a game mechanic thing, then one of us needs to go scrub the VODs.
Yeah, I meant to before we got here tonight, but I just been busy. I'm going to go scrub it because I need to know for sure. But I just wanted to say negative clout if he did.
I feel like he maybe didn't because he was very
spooked.
He was very spooked, and that was when he started to kind of like, okay, distractions.
Yeah.
I don't need to do my whole savior of the people shtick here. Well, I do, but in a different way.
Yeah, more subtle this time. Shoot someone in the leg.
This time. I don't want people to know what my name is. Listen, the leg was... He's not proud of it. Leave him alone.
I'm going to tease him. But that does bring me into, before we close tonight, you, Rose, asked me a question at the table when we got into combat. Do the Knolls count as people? Or humanoids, you said.
I did ask that question.
Yeah. Had Onatace fought Knolls before the campaign started, my answer would have been no. However, because Onatace came out as a clean slate, basically experiencing the world anew. He met Keiku, who is an animal person and registers that there are now people who are also more animalistic.
So he would consider Knolls.
So as you move into Freya Noon, where there are more of these less human people, he would have considered the Knolls as people. And very specifically, I'm sure everyone's kind of figured it out at this point, when Onates kills a person, that's when he has to make a wisdom save and when things can go wrong.
Our new self-actualization.
Yeah. It's very specifically whenever he kills a person. And so at this point, I feel Onates would at least recognize, even though they are an enemy, that Gnoll is a person. They are humanoid enough. Yeah. Why Onates does that? I mean, we've kind of seen it a little bit at the puddle with the whole looking inside, and there's that dark version of him that is all about kill. Just kill, kill, kill. Must kill. Where that comes from and all that we haven't gone into yet, but no, that's been there on the back burner kind of since the very beginning. How are you enjoying this mechanic?
It's a lot of fun. When the mechanic was pitched to me, it quickly became my favorite aspect for the character going into the campaign before it started. I was like, oh, that's gonna be so much fun. And it has been. Anytime I get to play around with it is good. This last session with the Knolls was the first time where I actively didn't want to fail.
Right.
Every other time I was like, oh, it could be fun if I failed here. This time I was like, don't you do it.
And honestly, you failed more often than not.
Yeah, I've failed almost every time.
Yeah. And whether you continue to fail in the future, whether it gets easier or harder, we'll kind of have to see as Onates' character develops. Just because, character development's very important in a story of D&D. Jer, how do you feel about this mechanic that Onates has going on?
I think it's neat. I don't know very much about it, obviously.
That's basically it.
I'm gonna be real with you. I only recently noticed that this was a thing. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair.
I'm not very perceptive.
Basically,
not very perceptive as a person.
If Onates kills a person and fails this wisdom save, kind of goes on a rampage.
Yeah, I only recently noticed it, only within the last, probably not this time, but the other time, a while ago. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
No, I think the only time it's become a huge the only time it became a huge contention was against the Voidwalkers, as you guys were trying to get information and Onates just killed everyone. But otherwise, it's been relatively tame results. I will say, I think if you had fought those wood people in the woods, it probably would not have triggered.
Yeah.
That was definitely something a lot different. Even though, after the fact I've explained that those were, human souls in there, it's just different.
Oh shit, they were phantoms.
They kind of were, actually. They were Pokemon. Jeez.
I didn't even think about that when you mentioned they were human souls before. They were phantoms.
Yeah, they were phantoms. You just need your Pokeballs. Could have had some phantoms around. I'm a little sad we didn't get to do the other fight that I had planned.
Need.
The one that you guys got to see after the fact that had the Thanatos mini. Yeah. Rose, did you think of the question you had for me after a little while here?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
It'll come to me and I'll probably ask it off the stream.
No, that's fair. Is there any other questions either of you have?
No, unfortunately not. Sorry, that's the only question that I have.
No, that's fair. I don't expect there to be a ton of questions thrown at me.
I try.
No,
I do.
The majority of the questions that you guys have for me are for world building stuff that we'll have to get to later. as it comes up. And in those moments, I kind of answer in the moment. I've had a lot of people roll for history checks and stuff as they've asked me things. Because I'm all for letting the players know, but I think there's a lot of fun in the players not knowing any more than their characters do.
Last peak had Callie rolling a history check.
Yeah, that was because I was fucking with Mel.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks though. My character knows jack shit, which I mean tracks because I know jack shit also.
I mean, imagine having your character be 5 months old and literally have no world information.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
More than I do. He's got a lot of information. He knows more than me.
He's made a name for himself, though, literally.
Yeah, imagine being 4 months and being more successful than a real life person.
Lore has so much success in his musical capabilities.
Lore's doing all right. They can make cash money.
Yeah. It's just a matter of like, working your way over to the ruins to get some answers. And I mean, success is a relative term. I mean, you guys killed a bunch of bandits on your way here. I don't think they've lived a very successful life.
Rip those guys.
Oh, if I could have changed one thing during the live episode, what would it have been? Oh, thank you, Callie. Oh, geez. I think having all the technical issues at the start kind of makes some delays and stuff. I felt like the episode felt very rushed. I felt like I was kind of pushing everyone a little quickly to get things moving just because I realized A, how little time we had, B, that I wanted to do this fight in person. So I was kind of trying to get us to that point to do the combat. So I feel like just having a little bit more time to really play everything out. I also would have liked to have done a little bit more with Zin and Velki. Just because this had a lot of, this was the tail end of a lot of Kashana, Lore, and Onates, and just kind of with the in-person thing, I wish there would have been a little bit more for Velki and Zin. Yeah, so that's kind of my main concern. Also, I should have just sucked it up and moved my computer and not just used my laptop. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's what I would have changed. Otherwise, I think the in-person game went beautifully. And I hope to do a lot more of that. I would love to do more in-person games. Yeah.
I'd love more in-person games.
Matt, move here. Matt, immigrate to Canada.
Matt, do it for D&D.
Reason
reason
for
to.
immigrating. Dungeons and Dragons. Also running from that world of the US. Don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I would have changed. I think it's going to be weird going back to doing online. There are definitely some benefits to doing online games because I can very much way easier keep track of everything on the screens for the maps and my notes and everything than I can in person, since I had the computer going, my tablet and my phone and everything, and my tablet was dying at the time. Yeah, so it's just there's benefits to doing it online, but I think in person I feel like the conversations worked a lot better. Like you said, Rose, it's way easier to interrupt people in person and it feel more natural and it works in the conversation. I feel like the heated discussion between the mayor and Onates could not have happened over the internet. At least not with as much emotion. I was actually getting heated and emotional in that. I was really embodying this character more than I think I normally do. There were a lot of times where I kind of caught the mayor and you were like, because it's just and I mean that's also in me as well, because I made this very gray situation of, and me as the DM and as the mayor genuinely asking, what would you do? Because I don't have an answer. I, the DM, do not have the correct answer on this is the right way to handle this situation. There's never been a moment in the Morganwald story where I'm like, if the party does this, everything is good and right, because I don't know if there is one.
Yeah.
You have a sacrifice who wants to be sacrificed. Is it morally right to save them? Does it put the city in more danger? Is it right to interfere? What negative repercussions come from that? There's just, I made this entire little like bubble of there is no correct answer. So it's just like being able to gently ask Onates in the heat of the moment, what do you suggest? And I personally feel like Onates didn't really have an answer.
He didn't. He didn't have an answer for what they should do instead, other than don't kill people, jackass.
Yeah, which I think is fitting considering Onates is kind of just starting to get into this role that has kind of been put before him, and he won't have the answers yet. He's still getting his experience. I also feel like there was no better time to have a kiss than in person.
Yeah.
Jared,
Yeah,
Callie.
it worked out awesome. It was. I hope y'all heard me kiss this guy. It was good.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm glad. I am very glad that got to be one of the shining moments of our in-person session. So, with that all taken care of, we had a lot to talk about today. Next time you're on, Jer, we will absolutely have to find out which one of your energy drinks was the favorite.
Yeah, keep y'all updated. I just haven't drank them all yet. I'm saving them for D&D because I'm gonna be an animal.
And next time you're on, Rose, maybe we'll be able to discuss a bit more on how Onates is handling his past.
Yeah, maybe I'll have actual names for the Black Book too.
But that probably won't be for a while, as we have the one shot coming up.
One shot.
Which we've had a few people talk about. We do want to try to have everybody on for the Spring Peak after that. However, the Monday after that is Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna put out a notice to see what we can do. But I want to thank everybody.
For what it's worth, I will almost definitely be free on Thanksgiving.
I won't.
Show
is the problem.
I just get pickings. I just get a bin of leftovers.
Yeah, I have both the house plus family and stuff, so I need to find out here what's going on with that and then see what we can do for Spring Peak. But yeah, thank you both for coming on here tonight. I hope you had fun.
Yeah.
And I will see everybody next time.
Bye.